Great. I think it's 2 minutes past 5. Welcome to this event, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me wherever you are? Peter, can you hear me?
Can hear you, Chamwada. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I can see we have participants beginning to join in. I think most were timing to begin at 5. And without wasting time, I want to call the meeting and welcome everyone to this meeting. But before we proceed, the two anthems.
Ilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Very well. Once again, welcome to this event, a very timely webinar. And I can see members or other participants are joining in. 60 so far. That is so good, and we have representation from various parts of the country. I know we are on different timelines. We have participants from Australia, and they are about to go to bed. I think in some cities there it is 10 p.m., other cities 11 midnight. I can see Gladys from Dubai. We have Julius from London, and others from Kenya, across the world. Wow, this is great. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this webinar. We are looking at the role of cooperatives in uplifting the lives of diaspora community. And this is a series, or rather the first of a series of webinars that will be coming your way thanks to a collaboration between Safaricom Investment Cooperative and Chams Media Limited. My name is Alex Chamwada. I'm the CEO and founder of Chams Media Limited. I'm known for content creation, and you know me for that program, Daring Abroad. So I'm happy to reconnect with my diaspora friends, and this will be a very interesting webinar. So once again, you are most welcome. Feel at home. Wale mko Australia, msilale, ngojeni kwanza. And I know those in America, many of them are probably waking up. Others have just reached their offices. In Eastern time in America, I think it's around 9 a.m., not too bad. So let me just give an overview of what we are gonna have. So we'll have presenters give us like 5 to 10 minute topics. I'll introduce the presenters in a moment. Before the presenters, we'll have Felix Akuku, who is the head of investor relations at Safaricom Investment Cooperative, tell us about the cooperative. Then we'll invite presenters. I'll introduce them to you. We'll have a commercial break. Then I'll open the meeting for Q&A. So this is to just remind you that for participants from wherever you are coming to us, you are able to communicate to us via Q&A. If you can see on your knob there, you can see a Q&A knob. So you click there, you will be able to ask your question there. But there is a chat box also where you can chat to us, and I've seen people already telling us where they are coming to us from. So that is a general overview of the running order today. And let me introduce the speakers. We will have Peter Gishangi, who is the chairman of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Then Eliud Ziongo, assistant, and Sarah Wahogo, acting CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. So before we proceed, let me invite Felix Akuku to tell us about Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Felix.
Thank you so much, Alex, for this opportunity. Safaricom Investment Cooperative is an investment company that pursues joint investments for its members, shareholders through real estate investments, marketable securities, and private equity. SIC got its inception in 2009 with a view to explore and engage in a wider investment portfolios that couldn't be achieved under the SACCO regulatory model. The society seeks to transform the economic and social well-being of investors through prudent, sustainable, and responsible investment decisions anchored on 3 pillars, one being financial growth and sustainability, increased member mobilization, improved internal processes, and strengthening of institutional capacity. In the past 13 years, Safaricom Investment Cooperative has been able to attract more than 5,000 members drawn from the current and former staff of Safaricom PLC and the public at large, added to the more than 6,000 customers who have patronized our products. SIC boasts over more than 10,000 client base, where more than 100 land projects spread across 14 counties in Kenya have been onboarded. 6 housing projects in Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos, and Kajiado County has also been built and continues to be as per the customer needs that come to our demand. Over this period, we have also issued more than 4,000 title deeds and 600 units fully paid and have been handed over to clients and members. We welcome all the audience in here to stay put, for Safaricom Investment is indeed an investment vehicle, investment partner of choice. Thank you, Alex. Back to you.
Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this webinar from wherever you are coming to us across the world. Tell a friend, text, tell them to join, and I'm sure you're getting us loud and clear. I can see participants from Australia, from London, from all over the world, including Kenya. And just to remind you, the topic of the day is the role of cooperatives in uplifting the lives of the diaspora community. And our speakers today are Peter Gishangi, Chairman, Safaricom Investment Cooperative, Eliud Ziongo, Assistant Commissioner for Cooperatives, and Sarah Wahogo, CEO, Safaricom Investment Cooperative. So we will begin with Peter Gishangi, the Chairman of Safaricom Investment Cooperative, and the producer, if you can play some notes about his profile, would appreciate. Can we see summary on screen? We go to the studio to get a summary of Peter's profile. As he prepares, Peter Gishangi holds a Master of Science degree in Information Technology from Strathmore University. He has a Master of Science certificate in Business Analysis from the George Washington University School of Business, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Information Technology from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Peter has over 14 years experience in software development, solution architecture and design among other skills. Peter, the floor is yours. And Peter will be telling us about the opportunities investment cooperatives in Kenya portend for the diaspora. What are the opportunities? What are we talking about when we talk about investment cooperatives in Kenya and the diaspora? Karibu, Bwana Gichangi.
Thank you, Chamwada. Confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone joining us from wherever you are. It is a good honor to have all of you joining us today to share with us this conversation around how the cooperatives can support uplifting the lives of the diaspora community. There has been so much said and done over the years around investing back home, especially when you go out there, and the pains and joys that many of us go through as we go through that journey of investing back home for whatever reason that we want to do that. And how we are doing it, whether it is with family or some entities that we have, providing certain services to us. And I remember once I spent some time in 2018 discussing with some friends in London when I met them there for some different events. And the feedback they were giving me was, how sometimes you're working with your brother, your sister, or your cousin, a friend, some guy that, was introduced to you. And when back home, you come and you try to find what you have been investing in, and you are in shock. And those realities brought, to life how much of value that can be brought by some organized sector, regulated and under scrutiny by various parties, which then requires them to abide with certain principles. However, as you know, the construct of the cooperatives is such that it is owned by the members, and the members decide how it will be run. Every member has an opportunity to join that cooperative. And I think as diaspora, the primary thing to look out for in this situation is to see what is the governance like, how is it structured, what is the history of that cooperative, and therefore can you have the confidence in how it is run and managed. I know Sarah is going to speak a bit, that's our CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative, will speak a bit around ourselves as a cooperative. Felix has given some background, but Sarah will give a lot more color on how we manage, how we run, what we focus on, what our experience has been over the last 12, 13 years since we were formed in 2009, and what we have been able to achieve. I have been a member of this cooperative since inception, amongst the founding members when we started off. And there has been true value. So let me start off by speaking about myself. So joined, invested a small amount, and reinvested quite a lot over the years, gaining quite a lot from the compounding interest bit around putting your money into a growth vehicle, and been able to get quite a lot of value over those years that I have been an investor with the cooperative. But when I think that we have as people who are in the diaspora, I have not lived in the diaspora, I just have friends there, and sometimes I go visiting and have conversations. And, looking at assets which will give you some return, and consistently so, a return that is potentially higher than what you would get in the markets where you are in a much simpler fashion. and where you can be able to get those assets to turn around for you as you would want. So looking at it, then there are many opportunities that exist that we focus on, in the cooperative sectors that might create value for you. And depending on your situation, your investment situation, or your goals and objectives, then you could find quite some good opportunities with us. For example, if you are looking to have some liquidity with you, but which you want to be working for you as you hold it and can call it upon, on a short notice, then there are very many products around money market funds or, some investment funds where you can put in money and be able to get the cash out. We ourselves do engage in quite a few of those to be able to have, instead of our cash flow sitting idle and waiting for us to make payments on certain recurring payments or even contract values that we know would come up 3-4 months, depending on the type of contracts that we have. Then you would put that cash into some money markets or generating some revenue, while us, for the heavy return that we try to generate as a company, then you would invest in much more high revenue generating and high margin generating businesses. And those you would look at in terms of, say, property or immovable assets, sometimes in intangible assets as well. So we focus on, say, property, good returns, growing highly. If you might have seen the last report on cities, ranking cities across the world as top cities, Nairobi continues to grow and it continues to improve in that list. Some people say it is a curse because then you have property prices in Nairobi then, growing quite rapidly. But it is also an opportunity because then you are assured that any investment you have in property in Nairobi then will continue appreciating over time. So then you have that natural appreciation. You then have the bit of course, what you're able to do to monetize that asset, which then talks into aspects around renting it out and collecting, your recurring revenue, even as the value of that property increases over time. There are other assets in the real estate field, so, land itself, and within land, there are, of course, various things to do, like primary production and so on, depending on whether you are interested to do farming, other agri type of businesses. But we are increasingly seeing a lot of movement around the green and carbon credits. If you do not know, Kenya is the leading exporter of the carbon credit market in Africa, largely because of the greening initiatives that we have and the afforestation conversations, which is also a very big opportunity for people in diaspora who are interested in those type of investment. So you could take, land and put up some trees, be able to register yourself into, I think, some of the collective, carbon markets, or go in as an individual, which is quite some good value and foreseen to be good, to give some very good returns for the foreseeable, maybe 20, 30 years, all the way to 20. The trees themselves continues to generate value. But we have also been interested in other areas like technology, ICT, and so on. There are many startups in fintech or in other places where there are massive opportunities for capital investments or seed investment with a clear exit plan from yourself, then becomes quite easy. We started off in that area, but we haven't focused too much as a cooperative. I think we have had a lot of capacity requirements to grow our core business, which has kind of pulled us away from investing in these areas. But there are certainly, definitely big opportunities there that we are exploring now and that continue to be looked at. Of course, the most stable of all of these investments is the government securities. They have been very good return for quite a long time, double digits on infrastructure bonds and other papers like those. But the current government that came in into power in September is looking to reduce the cost of borrowing by government, especially locally, to single digits, which may mean that this may be affected in the medium to long term, depending on what the government does. But this generally, Chamwada, become the opportunities that we see that could be good for the diaspora and which we are enabling in various ways and forms. So that's quite a bit that I would want to cover for now, and additional questions or clarifications can be provided later. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Peter, for that comprehensive overview of the role of cooperatives in Kenya and the opportunities they have for the diaspora community. We'll be coming to you, I believe, later through question and answer, but that was quite comprehensive. Thank you so much, Peter, Chairman, Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Remember, participants, tell us where you are coming from or where you are participating from. Tell us the city and even tell us the time. You are most welcome to this very timely webinar. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to Thiongo. Eliud Thiongo is the Assistant Commissioner for Cooperatives. And he has more than 20 years of experience in cooperative movements and management. And Eliud will be telling us about the role of government in ensuring investment cooperatives achieve their mandate. Karibu, Eliud.
Thank you, Alex. I hope you can hear me. Thank you. I would want to talk about the role of cooperatives in uplifting the lives of diaspora community. And here, I would also want to talk about investment cooperatives and why the government comes in order to ensure that they achieve their mandates. I would actually want to say that the government is, through the State Department of Cooperative, is able to ensure that cooperatives operate within the cooperative society's legal framework and apply modern corporate governance. If the two are ensured in a cooperative, you are sure that any cooperative can actually succeed. I may want also to talk about adherence to the legal framework. And first, it is our constitution. The constitution, especially we have the new constitution that was enacted in 2010. It provides for freedom of association. Then you find number 2, we have the Cooperative Societies Act. The first one was enacted in 1966, and we have had amendments to the same. Several of them have been done. And that is, we always ensure that cooperatives are able to operate within the Cooperative Societies Act. And also we have the Cooperative Societies rules that also defines what cooperatives should be able to do and enact. The rules are made by the Minister for Cooperative, and they actually constitute another framework within which cooperatives must operate. You also find that we have the Cooperative Societies bylaws, and the bylaws are internal rules that ensure that there is order in a cooperative, and all members are supposed to adhere to the provisions of the bylaws. We also have the society's minutes of AGM and SGMs, and this also provides a legal framework through which cooperatives operate. Then there is the compliance issues, and the Department of Cooperative or the Minister of Cooperatives, they ensure that cooperatives are able to hold AGMs in good time, and this must be ensured that every cooperative is able to hold an AGM after the first 4 months after completion of a financial year, and we always ensure that this happens. If a cooperative is not able to do that, we are able to remand them so that they can be able to be accountable to their members. Then number two, you find that also the ministry ensures that cooperatives are able to do audits in good time, and after the completion of the financial year, every cooperative must be able to audit their books and produce audited accounts. This ensures that everything in cooperatives is accounted for, and all finances are put into the right perspective. There is an audit directorate into cooperatives in our department, and that ensures that cooperatives are audited. You also find that cooperatives are supposed to fill in annual returns. Every cooperative must fill an annual return with the commissioner, and this must be done annually. We also ensure that inspections are done in cooperatives. If the commissioner is of the opinion that things are not running in order, he may institute an inspection, and also inspection can be done by members themselves by resolving in an AGM that they want an inspection done to their cooperatives. You will also find that the commissioner can also constitute an inquiry to be done in a cooperative if things are not running in the right way. And this can be done even by members themselves if they find that things are not going in the right direction, if the management are not managing the affairs of the cooperative as required. They may also, in an AGM or in a special general meeting, resolve that an inquiry be done in a cooperative. And then we have the liquidations, and the liquidations are done by the Commissioner for Cooperative if a cooperative falls below the 10 members as required by the law. So if the membership falls below 10, then you'll find that the commissioner will actually liquidate the society. A society or a cooperative can also be liquidated if it has attained its objectives. And if the objectives are attained and the cooperative cannot be able to move forward, or it doesn't have any other mandate, then the commissioner may also liquidate such a society. And we also ensure that the cooperatives are able to declare wealth. This is for the officials of the society who are elected in a cooperative. You'll find that the Cooperative Societies Act provide that members of a cooperative who are elected, they must declare their wealth, so that in any case, if they are found that their wealth has increased suddenly, then the commissioner can actually know that, or it can be derived that such wealth has actually emanated from the cooperative. You also find that the new Cooperative Societies Act and rules, they also provide that elected leaders, they also sign indemnity amount. And this indemnity amount is actually an amount that is resolved in an AGM. And if it is signed, the members of the elected officials must actually sign those forms, and those forms are delivered to the CCD's office. And this is just to ensure that they actually run the society in a prudent manner. In case there is misappropriation of funds, such officers can be asked to indemnify the society back to that amount that they signed as indemnity amount. Those are some of the things that are done to ensure that cooperatives, they are able to operate within the legal framework, and also they apply modern cooperative governance in managing cooperatives. Also, we register cooperatives in the Department of Cooperative, and every cooperative that need to be registered, it must actually carry out a pre-cooperative meeting. Then after that, there are the various documents that must be filled, and a forwarding letter done to the commissioner. And after they are delivered, the commissioner, after satisfying himself that things are in order and all the necessary steps have been taken, then he is able to register a cooperative. Those are the main issues that a society, if they are adhered to, they will ensure that any cooperative will be able to achieve its intended mandate. Thank you, Alex. Unless maybe there is a question, I can be able to respond.
Okay, thank you so much, Eliud, for that comprehensive presentation. I will come to you back later with question and answer. So take a break as we invite the next presenter. But before I invite Sarah, I would like to recognize the presence of various leaders of the various associations or institutions of Kenyans living abroad. We are privileged to have Mr. the chair of Kenya USA Diaspora Circle, and he's based in Atlanta, USA. He's coming to us from Atlanta, USA. In South Africa, we have Godfrey Kamatu, the chairman of the Association of Kenyans living there. It's known as KEDESA, and the KEDESA has 1,000 members. We have Tom Matonga, who is coming to us from Gaborone, Botswana. The Association of Kenyans there has 500 members. Vincent Lucite, all the way from Australia, Association of Kenyans in Northwest Australia with about 500 members. We are privileged to have the leadership of those various associations attending this webinar and representing their members. Thank you so much. So let me, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Sarah Wahogo, who is the CEO of Estimate Cooperative. And I don't know if the profile this time is ready. We had a technical hitch, but I can proceed to introduce Sarah Wahogo. She's the CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. She's a finance professional with over 10 years experience in accounting and financial management. And she started her career as a tutor in a local college within university. Sarah holds a master's degree in International Economics and Trade from Moore University and a Bachelor of Business Management from the same institution, among other qualifications. So without wasting time, Sarah, you are invited to tell us about the vision of Safaricom Investment Cooperative for the diaspora. Karibu, Sarah.
Thank you, Alex. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are logging in from. As Alex said, my name is Sarah Wahogo. I'm the CEO at Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Today, I'm greatly honored to be talking about our vision for the diaspora community. So I know my colleague Felix had talked about Safaricom Investment Cooperative, what exactly is our objective, what we do. But maybe just to recap, Safaricom Investment Cooperative was registered in the year 2009, and this was from Safaricom SACCO, because remember the regulator for SACCOs that time demanded that SACCOs should not invest in the assets that cannot be liquidated. So that is how SIC was born. So we have been in operation for the last 13 years, and our membership is open to the public. Initially, we were only open to Safaricom PLC staff, but currently, since 2018, we are open to the public. So many people confuse us for a real estate company. We are not really a real estate company. We are an investment cooperative. It means that real estate is just one of the business lines that we operate to give our investors returns, but we invest in so many other things, including private equity, quoted security, and we, as our chairman said, we also have plans to diversify. So we are an investment institution, and in a layman's language, what that means is that an investor should be able to bring their investment to SIC, and within the given timelines should be able to earn a return. So Felix also mentioned about our membership. Just to reiterate that we have over 12,000 clients database. 6,000 of these are members. Around the same number are non-members. By members, I mean shareholders. These are people who earn a return at the end of the year, what we call rebates. So that is the difference between shareholders and non-shareholders. So I would want to speak about our vision for you, our diaspora community, in 4 folds. And I will start with security of your investment. And Mr. Elliot from the Ministry of Cooperative has explained quite well about the regulation bit. And many of the real estate companies in Kenya are not regulated, but we are different. We are regulated in 2-fold. Number one, we are regulated by the Ministry of Cooperatives. Those of you who have been following us know that for all our events, whether it's a product launch, whether it's the AGM, whether it's any of the events that we have, we most of the time have a representative from the Ministry of Cooperatives, because the ministry is our regulator, number one. Mr. Elliot talked about bylaws, the governance. He went into great details to explain the regulation. So it means that as a cooperative, we make decisions which are very consultative. So it means that whatever projects that you have, whatever intention, even for borrowing, we have to go to the ministry, get approvals so that we can be able to proceed. We have the bylaws, which are again approved by the ministry, and so many other things. So we are well regulated by the government of Kenya, and this gives us a lot of comfort on the security of your investment. Number two, we also have a mother company, Safaricom PLC. Safaricom PLC also regulates our governance in the sense that of our board members, 60% of them have to be Safaricom PLC members of staff. 30% are outside Safaricom PLC. So it means that our brand is well protected, and we are very keen to protect this great brand the same way our mother company protects its brand. So we cannot afford to defraud our investors, because we have a big brand to protect. We have 2-fold regulations. Our institution is tried and tested, and as we speak today, we have had over 200 land projects and 7 housing projects. So we understand this business quite well. Of course, in the past, we have made a few mistakes. We corrected and moved forward, and it has been a learning curve. So today we are much better. We are aware of the risks. We understand the business much better. And that is why we are very confident when we talk about the security of your investment. For the purposes of this meeting, I would want to say that none of our investors has ever lost their investment, and this will not happen. Number 2, I would want to say something about the quality of our product. And by the quality of our product, we ensure that whatever product we bring to the market, the price points are very competitive. And how we achieve this is by economies of scale for any project. And because we are able to go big on projects, we are able to bring these projects at very competitive prices. And one of the great examples that I can give today is one of our great projects just behind Tatu City called Kiambu Marina Gardens. We are able to give this product at a very, very affordable price compared to the competitors in the area, because we are able to take advantage of the economies of scale. Our location as well, the infrastructure, we ensure that we are not selling a product to you that when you come to Kenya, we are ashamed of taking you to site. And this one, I will confidently say that whatever products that we are bringing to you today, when you come home, we are more than happy to take you to site, because we are proud of the product that we've been able to avail to you. Number 3, I want to speak about our superior customer experience. Number 1, I would want to say that we have dedicated relationship managers. These are the people who work with our investors, who advise them, who inform them of our products, who resolve their issues or escalate where need be, who ensure that the information is available to our investors. So we confirm that we have worked extra hard to ensure that not only our diaspora community, but even our investors in Kenya experience superior customer experience. I know this is a journey. Probably much more needs to be done, but we started the journey. We have done quite well, and we continue to make this one of our key focus areas. So we ensure that when you ask for information, it's availed to you. Most important, we are working on automating the society to make sure that it becomes the most automated society by the end of year 2023. That means that for diaspora investors, at the comfort of your sitting room, you can be able to access information of our products. You can be able to check your share value. You can be able to check your investment with us. When you remit any monies with us, you get instant notification. This is also a journey that we have purposed to walk and walk to the end. My last item is on superior returns. And I would want to say that as the board and management, we are very committed to creating a model investment cooperative. I know cooperatives in Kenya, the story is not as good, but we are very intentional to create a model investment cooperative that people will be coming to learn from. Number 1 of how we do that is to ensure that our performance is consistent over the years, and we have created a foundation around this. by just ensuring that we have a strong leadership bench and very committed directors. I would want also to just mention the rebates we distributed last year. Last year, we were able to distribute 117 million in rebates. The good news is that when we look at our performance this year, we have already been able to surpass last year's performance. That tells you that rebates this year will be much higher. But most important for us is to ensure that performance is consistent and we continue creating value for our investors' investment. And this speaks directly to creating wealth for our investors. I would also want to say that we are on a journey to providing a minimum guaranteed returns to our investors. I know we are not yet there, but we want to get to a place where we can say, actually, if you invest with SIC, our returns are nothing less of 15% because we have put all the necessary measures in place. So we also are very confident that in the coming years, Safaricom Investment Cooperative shares will be the most marketable, the most sought after shares in the market because we've put a lot of hard work into ensuring the sustainability of this cooperative. With those few remarks, allow me to take it back to you, Alex, and thank you so much for everyone who logged into this call. We really, really appreciate your presence. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Sarah Wahogo, the CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. You've heard there, they've embarked on planning to guarantee returns on investment. Sarah's mantra is results, results, results. She's quite results oriented. And as she's put it there, this achievement to the partnership and the guidance that the State Department for Cooperatives is giving us indicated earlier there. So we will take a short commercial break. In the meantime, we will be question and answer session. And I would be glad to hear a question from Godfrey Kamatu in South Africa. If you are hearing me, if you are ready, we'll hear from Vincent Lucite. And then we have quite a number of questions that have also come by text. And as we prepare a video to just give you the benefits of Safaricom Investment Cooperative, we have a poll question. And if you look on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll find a place where you can vote yes or no. And this first question we are asking you, do you like the topic of today? Do you like today's topic? So let us know your views on that question as we proceed. So producer, if the videos are ready, let's have them, please.
The benefits of being a member with Safaricom Investment Cooperative are: one, as a member, your shares stand to appreciate in value across every financial year, as it has been in the past. We've seen our share price be on an incremental move, and so on that you gain each and every successive financial year. Number two is as a member, you are entitled to one of the member-specific products. We call it the Prepare Fixed Deposit product, which is one which allows members to earn interest from 10% to 12% per annum, which is above what the current market rate is providing. The third one, which is also so dear to me, is all members get a discounted pricing on all our products that we share. And so the privilege of being a member with us is that the products that we'll be selling come at a discounted pricing to all our members, different from that which we sell to the market at large. And so in this, we've not only endeared our members to this product, but also we've increased their patronage to this product, for they get a product which is a risk-free guaranteed and earns them value for their money.
Great. Do we have another video? In the meantime, let me go to Godfrey in South Africa. Are you hearing us, Godfrey?
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much, Alex. I hope
Very good.
You can be able to hear me clearly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Godfrey Kamatu. I am the chairperson of KEDASA, Kenyan Diaspora in South Africa. And we stand for promoting the interests of Kenyans here in South Africa. This is a topic that's very dear to us as members of the diaspora. As you all know that each of us is here as a result of seeking greener pastures. And at the end of the day, we want to be able to go back home to some sort of investment that we have made. So with that, a question that I had, I see part of it has been asked here at the Q&A. It's regarding a group joining. But more to that, I would like to know, because we have a SACCO, a registered SACCO here in South Africa, which is actually also registered in Kenya as well. I'm wondering, looking at the size of SIC, and wondering, is it possible in terms of legislation, does it allow that another SACCO would be able to invest in the SACCO? And then how does that work? Do you also have individual shares of that, or would shares or shares be to the SACCO that's joining as a group, and then the members decide on their own? That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Godfrey, for your question there. And if I'm not wrong, Godfrey is representing an association with over 1,000 members. So we believe you will be our ambassador there and make some of these contributions available to them. Thank you so much, Godfrey. So I think that question goes to Sarah. Sarah, can you've had the question there, you know, groups joining, you know, what do regulations say? Maybe take it up, Sarah.
Thanks, Alex. Yes, we have group membership, and what we require is the certificate of registration, whether in the diaspora, even if it's in the diaspora or in Kenya, then we are able to register groups as SIC members. So if anyone is interested, maybe Felix, you can share the email where interested members can send their inquiries, then we will send them the list of requirements. But this is okay. We do register members both in Kenya and, I mean, groups both in Kenya and in the diaspora.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. And from her presentation earlier there, you had technology has bridged the gap. Technology has made their services go beyond borders, and at just a click of a button, you're able to, you know, enjoy the benefits of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. we'll come to more questions that have been sent to us via text, but just allow me to go to Australia, and we would like to get a question from Vincent Lucita, who is the chairman of the Association of Kenyans in Northwestern Australia. Lucita, if you are, the floor is yours. What would you like to know? Lucita, can you hear me? We'll come back to Lucita later. And remember, we have a poll question. We're asking, what do you think of today's topic? What do you think of today's topic? Let me go to Joseph Wagita. Is asking, what are some of the advantages of being a member of Safaricom Cooperative rather than joining other financial saving initiatives? Chairman, you'd like to take up that? Peter?
Sorry, Chamwada, I think I lost your bit. Can you hear me now?
Member of Safaricom Investment Cooperative rather than joining other financial saving initiatives.
Sorry, maybe my connection is...
I can hear you.
Well. I keep losing. Okay, yeah, I lost you. I couldn't hear the first bit of your question, or the question that you would like me to address. Yeah.
I could repeat.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's from Joseph Wagita, and he's asking, what are some of the advantages of being a member of Safaricom Cooperative Investment rather than joining other financial saving initiatives?
Right. So, Joseph, thank you for posting the question. When you look at it, a normal financial saving initiative allows you to put your money, collect your money possibly with others, and then some party will decide what they are going to do with that, either yourselves, if you are organized into such a group, or if you are joining a group, then the structures dictate that, and you get a financial return or some sort of return on that investment. When you join a cooperative, you, number one, own part of the cooperative, and you become a shareholder in that cooperative. You then can be able to direct the business of that cooperative through attendance of the general meetings, raising agenda with the officials, giving general, input into how you would like the things done. Third, because you have invested in the cooperative, you then get a return on your investment, which is what might be called rebates, or in other cases, dividends. Outside of that, you then get, for example, with ourselves, access to fairer priced products and services compared to any person who is not a member for the products that we have put out there. So when we do a project, when we do an initiative, you then get some value in terms of some saving against what might be the market price. You then also have an opportunity to join and manage or control or support or direct the cooperative, because with your membership, then you can become a director into the company or the cooperative and be able to get more actively involved in that cooperative. For ourselves also, we have other products that might provide members value. So we have two interest-bearing products that we give. One is the interest earning deposit, where you earn some percent on an amount that you contribute on a monthly basis. So you don't have to have a big lump sum you contribute on a monthly basis to meet the requirements of being an active member by contributing on a monthly basis, then that can go into an interest-bearing facility, if you do not want that to go into buying additional shares for yourself. The second product is Prepare Fund, which is available only to members, where you can earn as much as 12% interest per annum by putting your money into a fixed deposit account. So this is a bulk process similar to other fixed deposits, starting at 50,000 and going to whatever amount you would want to fix with us. And the rate depends on how much you contribute and the tenure for which you contribute. Today we have two primary tenures, 6 months and 12 months. And depending on which one and the amount you contribute, then you would get some interest. So looking at it, there are many other products that you would get by being a member of a cooperative that you may not get by simply putting money in a financial investment group. Shamwada, I hope that's a comprehensive answer.
Yeah, I think on behalf of the question, I think that's quite comprehensive. We don't have much time. And this is related. Felix, there is one who would like to know, how do I join Safaricom Investment Cooperative? And this is in Nairobi, Joshua Ouma. Felix, can you take up that question? How does one join Safaricom Investment Cooperative? We'll be preparing to go to Australia after this, but in the meantime, Felix, that's your question.
Thanks, Alex. So the process is pretty simple. We have forms to fill where we share with you, and from wherever place that you are in, once you fill the forms, we just need your details, your KRA PIN, your ID number, and a copy of your passport. Then you deposit the registration fee, which is 10,000, and then the minimum shares for every new member is 500 shares. So currently our one share is 52.5. So that one cumulates to 36,250. That is 10,000 registration fee and 26,250 being for the minimum shares. But you are at liberty to buy as many as you deem fit. So once you filled that and paid, you share it through the emails that are running through the screens. You can share it to sicshares@safaricom.co.ke or info@sic.co.ke, and our teams will be ready to ensure that within 2 hours your registration is up and ready. Thank you. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Felix. And as you speak, we have treasurer of a very big association of women in the US. She's called Mumbi Baskins. Mumbi is attending, and we are trying to get her to join. So while you are speaking, she asked for the relevant contacts and details that can enable one join. For example, she's asked for a link. I'm already listening, and I would like to get a link on how to join. So I believe Felix will share those details via text, the link on how to join, the website details, the telephone number, email, and so on. Those are very important contacts which we'll share to the members. I remember also we have contacts of the participants who registered before for this webinar, and we'll be able to share individually in your emails the various aspects of information that you'd like to know. We'll be ready maybe in a moment, and she's representing an association of 14,000 women. They came together to form an association on how to be together to invest back home. If she will not be able to send more questions by text. Send a direct question to us, and this is to the commissioner, to the assistant commissioner of cooperatives, Eliud Thiongo. And if you are hearing me, Eliud, there's one who would like to know, this comes from the perception of some of those who've been, thinking ACOs, in investment corporate, the cooperative movement in Kenya. Well, we've had certain perceptions in the past. So he wants assurance that the cooperative movement in Kenya is doing well and it's a safe channel through which to invest. Eliud, is it safe to invest through the cooperative movement? That's a very important question. Thanks.
Thanks, Alex. And may I say that it is quite good to invest in the cooperative movement in Kenya. You'll find that the cooperative movement in Kenya is in a class of its own. We are #1 in Africa, and I think we are #7 in the world. So that one tells it all, that it is very safe, and there is a lot of dynamism in investing in the Kenya cooperative movement. It is quite interesting, and if you invest, you're sure of getting your returns. The government is actually making sure that everything is put in place, or the legal framework is put in place to ensure that everything is run in a modern way, whereby we incorporate modern corporate management in cooperatives. So I think that is my take, and I presume I have answered that question. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah. Thank you. I was hearing some echo from the background, Eliud. Thank you, Eliud, for that question.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to tell you about another poll question that we'd like you to respond to. It's about the timing of this webinar. Are you okay with the time that we selected today? I know we are on different time zones. Go to bed. There's some who are still just waking up, going to work, and there are those who are at workplace already. So let us know your view. You'll see that poll question in a moment. Are you okay with the time that we selected today? Are you okay with the time that we selected today? So that's a poll question, but you are free to even give us later in an open-ended question your views on what time we can have next time. So we'll proceed, and there's a related question. I think this is we can take this to Sarah from Tonga in Botswana. How can they be assisted to join? I don't know if you want to take up that, Sarah.
Thanks, Alex. I think the issue was registration at the ministry, if I'm not wrong.
Let me get it again. Oh yes, let me read. I think he sent me a clarification. So this it could be, this is for Eliud. Yeah.
Yes, Alex.
Yeah.
I didn't get the question right. What is it about?
They have
Is it about
an association, Kenya Diaspora Botswana Savings and Credit
Yes.
Cooperative? So he's asking how they can be assisted to register it in Kenya.
Okay. It is simple. That person, I think I can be able to give him my details so that perhaps I can explain later. But it is you organize for a pre-cooperative meeting whereby you are taken through what a cooperative is and what is required in the registration process. Then after that, the documents are prepared and forwarded to the commissioner for registration. But that can be done. I can be able to assist that person, perhaps if he is able to, if he is stranded or if he is stuck, I can be able to sort him out. He can call me actually. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Eliud, for that answer. Then there is one from Lois. Must I have a Kenyan passport for me to join the Safaricom Investment Cooperative? Second question, what happened when I want to leave? What happened when I want to leave the cooperative? I think she means what happens when I want to leave the cooperative. Then what happens if a member dies? I think this can be taken up by Peter. Are you hearing me, Peter?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, what must I have? Okay, the question is, this is from Lois. Must I have a Kenyan passport for me to join the Safaricom Investment Cooperative? What happens when I leave, and what happens if a member dies?
Okay, so let me start with the last bit around how we deal with the estate of any deceased members. There is a process of transition, so we keep all of that information that we have. As part of your onboarding, we collect information on your next of kin. So as you join us as a member, please make sure you give us the correct details, and we consistently reach out for members to update on their next of kin. As in the unfortunate event where our member is no longer with us, then we can be able to engage their next. We have various of those parties to receive the member that we share, or any of the other services, products and services that we have. For you to join, we need some identification documents. So yes, indeed, we need a copy of your passport. If you still have an ID from Kenya, you could provide that as well. I think for as long as the passport details are there, if you renew the passport, I mean, we are still able to track the same. So then you should not be worried that, once you come back, then we will not be able to identify you. We would still be able to. If you would want to provide additional documentation like Kenya National ID, if you still have it, then that's okay. When you come, if you want to change your identification documents, that is also possible as part of updating your KYC. Then you can provide us the additional details plus the ones that you previously had, and our team is able to update those to the documents that you would be using most frequently once you're back.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. I've just gotten a question, and he's apologized that he can't attend the meeting. He's up and down in Qatar. You know, Football Manenos in Qatar. He's the chairman of the Kenyan Association in Qatar, Omar Farah, association that has about 1,000, I think, quite kumbe. There are so many Kenyans in Qatar. So he's asking, and I think this will go to the Assistant Commissioner of Cooperatives, or Sarah, is asking, is SASRA involved in this initiative? I think because we are talking about SIC, which is a cooperative, so he's asking, he's not hearing about SASRA. Is SASRA involved in these things we are discussing, to quote his words? Sarah or Eliud, who would like to take this?
Okay.
I think I can take it. I can take it. We are not hearing about SASRA because we are talking about investment cooperatives. And SASRA actually means It is the regulatory authority for SACCOs, savings and credit cooperatives, and not other forms of cooperatives. I think that is the answer. Thank you, Alex.
To join, can we get the rightful figure summarized and Sam? Sarah?
Thank you, Alex. I have also seen a number of questions, people asking whether you can join as an individual. So you can join as an individual, you can join as a group, you can also join as a company. So for individual membership, you need to pay 10,000 registration fee, then buy 500 shares at 52 shillings and 50 cents. So total amount is 36,250 Kenya shillings.
Okay.
I hope it's clear.
Some members are asking the contacts of the various speakers, so we'll after this we'll see how to make sure that the information needed by our participants is availed to them. I think we have just about 10 minutes to wind up this webinar, and so far so good. We've got very good representation from other countries beyond Kenya, and yes, Safaricom Investment Cooperative is spreading its wings across the world. Remember, you'll get the contacts of the cooperative in your emails after this webinar. I'm just trying to scroll through to see if there are any other questions. Can one join a group? That one we answered. Great. So maybe we just go back to Felix for a summary of the various. Okay, I can see Lucite from Australia. He really wanted to ask a question or contribute. Lucite, you are most welcome. Lucite is the chairman of the Association of Kenyans Living in Northwest Australia, an association that has about 500 members, and he assured us that whatever we are discussing here, he'll make sure it goes to the 500 members. Welcome to the webinar, Vincent.
Thank you, Alex. This is, I'm so glad this is a very good initiative, and I'm glad that something good is happening out there for the benefit of us all, including the diaspora. But my concern would be for those in diaspora, mostly what people want, what we really would love to see is a smooth interaction between, whether it's investment or whatever. Want something smooth, not when you do a transaction, it's like something that's so complicated. So very easy transactions and interaction between the people in diaspora and the investment back at home. And it's not something new that people people have talked about this already. People try to invest at home, and it's like you're being taken advantage of, and your money is being squandered and all that. So if we can have that ease in transactions, I don't know what are the steps that are being taken so that there's no complications in either one in transacting business with the people in diaspora, and even during if someone needs, like, maybe to get extra funding for a project, or they've gotten the funding that they have to get now more insight in whatever is happening. So what is that? What is the mechanism, or what is the steps that are being taken that there won't be so many complications in transactions around those things? I hope I'm making myself clear. I don't know if I'm put out my query very well, but that's the concern that most people will be asking and they want to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. You are quite loud and clear. Quite a technical question. I don't know who will answer this. I think I give to Eliud Thiongo. It borders close to government, and the question was, how can they be facilitated to invest smoothly without complications? Eliud?
Thank you, Alex. I think now we have a full-fledged Ministry for Corporate Development and small, micro, and medium enterprises. And we are there to assist any investor, especially those who live in the diaspora, that they are able to invest their hard-earned money abroad. They can be able to invest it here in our country so that they can be able to assist us to develop our economy. So we are actually open and we are ready to assist them so that they can be able to invest in our economy. We are going to guide them. We are going to ensure that their cooperatives run smoothly so that they can be able to achieve their objectives. Thank you, Alex.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eliud, for that response. So we are about to wind up. We have barely 6 minutes to go. So I'll remind you our poll questions. Did you like today's topic? That was the first poll question. Then the other question was about timing. Did you like the time set for today's event? I know we are on different time zones and it can be quite challenging getting a time that is conducive or ideal for all of us from the various parts of the world. So those are the two poll questions, and feel free to also in open-ended questions to just suggest what could be the right time for you in future, and what other topic would you like us to discuss in future. Those are the main questions that we had for you today. We don't have much time. I would like to start winding up, and in a moment I'll give our presenters a minute or so to give their parting shots. Other communications we do off the platform because we have your contacts. We'll share various bits of information with you, and you feel free to get in touch with Safaricom Investment Cooperative. You'll get their contacts, and remember, you've been told anybody is allowed to join the circle. It's open membership. So far, this is a cooperative investment. I've done circle so much until it's gone into my head, but they are related. Safaricom Investment Cooperative. It's open for all across the world, and so far it has over 4,000 members. So join the bandwagon. You heard from Sarah. They are on a journey to ensure that you get return for your investments, and we believe that the various leaders of the various groups who attended this forum will be able to spread the word to their members. We really appreciate your moment, and allow me to begin with Eliud. I'll change the order. Eliud Thiongo, Assistant Commissioner of Cooperatives, kindly give us your parting shots.
Thank you, Alex. I'm grateful for having been invited to this forum. I think it is quite good, and the government has actually put in place, and especially our Department of Cooperative, we are ready to assist all the investors, especially those investors who are actually coming from the diaspora. You find that money from diaspora is a big component of our economy, and even the Kenya Kwanza government has a very noble objective of providing affordable houses to Kenyans. And I know investors who are living abroad, they can be able to invest in that, and they can assist us as a government to ensure that we are able to provide affordable houses to our Kenyans. And also, we also are there to ensure that you as investors abroad are able to get a return for your investment. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Eliud, for that parting shot. I can see suggestions already. Rita is saying, can someone touch on the exchange rates and charges on Forex for next topics? We'll compile these views and see what are the appropriate topics we can discuss in our next webinar sessions. Omar Farah from Qatar is talking about time. He's saying for them in the Middle East, today was appropriate, but he's worried about other parts of the world. We'll also discuss that in due course. Let me now welcome Sarah Wahogo, CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative, to give us a parting shot. Karibu, Sarah.
Thank you, Alex. To those investors who logged in from Kenya, I know some of us have lost a lot of money doing side hustles. Just want to let you know that there is a cooperative that does investments, and don't stress yourself too much thinking about what you need to do, where you need to invest. No, it's a lot of headache. You know, you leave office or whatever you do during the day and you're rushing to look at how your side hustle is performing. We have a fully fledged cooperative where you can come, we discuss the available investment options, and you are rest assured of a return. So please come to us, we discuss, and we see how we can support each other. To the diaspora community, don't spend sleepless nights thinking about your investment, how safe it is. Please come to SIC, discuss with us what you want. We see how we can support each other. So internally, we have put some initiatives to ensure that investment by the diaspora community is much seamless, simple, transparent, by having a diaspora function within our operations department. And maybe Mercy, you can share your number, maybe with Felix. So this ensures that any of our diaspora investors' inquiries are responded within, maximum timeline of 2 hours. We ensure that you have a dedicated relationship manager, and most important is that we are here to listen to feedback, to listen to what else you would want us to do, what investment options do you have in mind, just to make your investment back home much more seamless, and make your life much more easy. Thank you. Alex, back to you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We appreciate the suggestions that are still coming in. Victor Onsongo says, great work, team. Lois says, night hours will be perfect for us in Switzerland or during the weekend. Thank you so much. Actually, there's another one who had suggested weekend could be better. Working days are tricky for us. Another one sent me a direct message saying, Friday is perfect for Middle East. So it's different, and I know the world is a 24-hour economy. It may be challenging to get an ideal time, but we'll try and listen to your views and see which is the perfect day and perfect timing for such a webinar, given that we want to talk to the entire world. There's another one who's saying, there is from New Jersey, we are thank you so much for Chad Makoha says, Caroline, and share your contacts. We want to learn from your group, Makoha in Boston. So, I mean, I can see people already interacting and asking for information from each other. Caroline Wanzala, Caroline joining from Australia. Thank you, Caroline. Peter Otrabe from Nairobi. Thank you, Peter, for joining. Bernard Mukabele from Boston. I'm delighted to be here. You are in the right place, Bernard. Thank you. Alan Kinya from Kenya. David Kirwa from Kenya, Chris Nzavi from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for participating in this. And we want to wind up with Peter Ichangi's parting shot. And Peter, the floor is yours. Give us now the word that will take us to bed or take us to work more, as we know we have different time zones. Peter, it's your time. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm told that true investor Chamwada might have their body sleeping, but their mind never goes to rest. They keep dreaming about ideas of what their next investment is. So I hope what I leave you with then, kind of spurs you through the day or night, as the case may be. I think for me is to say, look, the country is still growing at a healthy GDP rate. The new government is very clear on specific things they need to intervene on the economy to stabilize it even further and spur even more growth, which is very, very positive. I think people had some fears about what the new government could or could not do. Indications from the various interactions we've had with them is they are very focused and they are very keen to ensure the economy continues to grow at even higher rates and the country continues to improve, which is good when you have that level of commitment. Looking at the sectors that are spurring that development, then we find that this cooperative is involved in a good number of them, and therefore the opportunities is quite marvelous for all of you to join us, be with us as we continue to grow the value that we give to our members, and hopefully you will be one of them, but also the impact we continue to contribute to society, because the primary thing is the impact that we are going to leave and what that is going to do for the society at large. I'd want to encourage all of you to join structured investment vehicles like ours, so that you can be able to have, the regulatory oversight that you have had from the Ministry of Cooperatives. The State Department of Cooperatives happens to, cooperatives like ours. But even then, ensure that the one that you get into, if you not join us, which I hope many of you would, that is one that services whatever needs you have at this point in time. I would want to recognize our board members who managed to join. I think there are a few of them who might have joined earlier. I know a few of them had to drop for another engagement. And then I would want to recognize, I think Madam Maremo from the Ministry of Cooperatives was also on. She works quite closely with us, and all the other key parties that were with us. For all of you for making the time, really grateful for you sparing your time amid your busy schedules and being very interactive with us. I wish you well. I wish you prosper. I wish you a good time when you join us, and that will be, enjoying joint success. Thank you very much, and back to you, Chamoda.
Thank you so much, Peter, for that parting shot. And this is to say that this webinar is quite the focus of the current administration to uplift the diaspora or Kenyans living in the diaspora. And so much policy issues are going into improving their welfare and just looking into how they can participate better in Kenya's socioeconomic development. So you are in the right place, you are part of Kenya, and your voice is being heard through channels like these, Cooperatives, and we are glad as Chams Media to have partnered Investment Cooperative to bring you this webinar. We will tell you, or rather we'll let you know when the next date for the next webinar will be. But again, to just say we are really glad that you made time for this from wherever you are, and that we have some leaders who have represented the members of their various associations, and by extension then representing those members I think we've had quite a good participation in this webinar. Mumbi Baskin, thank you so much. Mumbi says she will send suggestions that are key to the welfare of women. Mumbi is with the Kenya Women in the US, and they have 14,000 members, a very key contact to have as we speak about the role of cooperatives in socio-economic development in Kenya. So a summary again, our speakers were Eliud Thiongo, Assistant Commissioner for Cooperatives, Peter Kichangi, Chairman Safaricom Investment Cooperative, and Sarah Wahogo, just to get it right, is the CEO of Safaricom Investment Cooperative. Very valuable contributions there. Thank you so much everyone for coming. We will wind up with the anthems, the Kenya anthem and the East African anthem, and then don't be in a hurry to leave. After that, we'll play for you more videos, or rather one video that gives you an investment opportunity with Safaricom Investment Cooperative. So without wasting time, bye-bye for now. Get in touch with us through the contacts that you will get, and let's keep it the cooperative movement in order to take Kenya ahead. Asanteni sana, and bye-bye for now. Bye.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.